Hey guys, Samu7 here for Alpine Run, Moto 1. Should be a fun one here. Final race of the Championship Series, final race of HRL Season 3. Really hope you guys enjoyed the entire season. Kind of sad to see it go here with these final two motos, but hopefully they can be some good ones, and we'll just have a fun time watching the last races. And we'll be back in a couple weeks after that in case you guys are waiting to know what that date is. It's Friday, May 5th. Friday, May 5th, we'll be back. So not going to be too long of a break, only a couple weeks. Anyways, green flag here at Alpine Run. All the drivers going ham off the start. 4 wide right there in the middle of the pack. A couple drivers going off into the grass. Yeah, quite a few drivers going off into the grass. One driver stuck on a rumble strip. Lots of chaos going on already at the beginning of this first moto. Singled out a little bit by now after the chaos has subsided. And it looks like we have Detail in first, Slaunch in second, although that's actually a really close battle, and the lead should be decided right here in the chicane, and it looks like Slaunch is going to have it. Detail now falls back into second, Luke in third, and then we have a battle for fourth, fifth, and sixth between Ump and a couple other rejects drivers. I think Blades, if I recall correctly, is in last right now. Whoa, Ump getting a little cheesy in the first corner. So yeah, it's Fireball behind Ump in sixth. Opix is in fourth, and in seventh we'll have Rebel. So that's your current running order. Back of the pack, obviously Hunter, Vulcan, Blades. Those guys are there. Vulcan, Hunter, Blades. That's the exact order. Blades just had a really rough start in that first corner, and it's going to take quite a bit for him to recover. Trying to go on the inside of Hunter. Oh no! Into the rumble. That's very, very similar. Oh, we actually had Rebel in last, and Blades was in second last. So now Rebel has moved up a spot, and Blades is in the way back. He's really got to fight to recover this moto. Detail still running solid in second. Slaunch with a decent lead, but Luke's looking to get by Detail here. He's going to go for it in the first corner. Detail goes a little bit wide, and yeah, Luke's going to accomplish that pass. Now Detail is going to try to hold off Opix for that third place position. I think if I remember correctly, Detail was like, oh yeah, Luke's is faster, so he just pulled out and is going to fall in behind and hopefully try to catch up to him with Slaunch. Or catch up to Slaunch with Luke. And here we have Rebel trying to catch up to Hunter. He's in a bit in the back of the pack here. Definitely a rough start to this moto for him and for Blades as well. Fireball's had, of the rejects drivers, I guess he technically considered a rejects driver for this race. He's had the best race so far. Running in 6th place position. Trying to track down Ump there in 5th, although we have a pretty close battle here between Fireball, Vulcan, and Hunter. These drivers all seem to be of pretty similar speeds. Could see some intense action here between the two. In fact, Hunter's going to go for a move here on Vulcan. Vulcan going really wide, trying to let him go by and trying to set back up for a counter pass possibly. Hunter through the chicane, pretty rough. Vulcan definitely had a better run through the chicane, but not enough to make a pass. A very rough run through the... Oh, Vulcan, I think he forgot the rumble strip was there. Lost a little bit of time off of that. That's something that you cannot be losing time off of. Something as silly as that on that track. On this track, you're not gonna win the moto if you're losing time off of something like that, like forgetting the layout. Essentially, is what that was. Hunter hit the tire, by the way, and Vulcan was able to get by him there. And Rebel's gained quite a bit. I mean, he's right there. I think he's got some speed. It's just gonna be tough for him to make these passes. These are some tough passes to make. In fact, we actually have Hunter and Vulcan battling again. Maybe Rebel just needs to wait for an opportunistic moment and try to pass both of these guys at the same time, perhaps. Because they're having a really close battle. Not giving up any room on each other at all. Going past the straightaway. Looks like Ump and Fireball up there having a good battle. So, oh, Hunter with the slide job. There's a bit of an oval move, and there it is. Rebel with the opportunistic move. Just slides right by Vulcan and is right on Hunter's bumper right now. But Hunter's a bit slow after getting by Vulcan, so Rebel's going to have to worry about that. Vulcan's catching up already. And before I said that all these drivers are in a pretty similar speed, but it looks like that's not true because Fireball has gotten away from this pack, and he's starting to battle with Ump up there for 5th place position. Rebel, oh, it's a tight squeeze through. Oh, Fireball goes down. Fireball goes down somewhere in that corner. Oh, and Vulcan on the rumble strip again goes down, and Blades actually gains a position there. So Blades is no longer in last. Blades might actually get a few more positions as this race goes. Honestly, he's actually gaining quite a bit. Hunter went a bit wide there. Rebel's trying to work his way by him, and that would be some good clean air if he could get by him, because then all he's got to do is worry about Fireball, who's technically his teammate for this race. So Rebel's definitely going to be looking to get by Hunter. Oh, Hunter might retaliate right there. He's got to run, and no, looks like Rebel shuts the door, although he has a poor run through the chicane, but races very defensively and is able to hold on to that position. So now Rebel is going to set his sights on Fireball, try to catch up to there. Here we go back to our lead battle between Slaunch and Luke. It's been a pretty good battle between these two up here. Luke's caught up to Slaunch, and they've just been racing really close. No one able to make any moves yet. But as you can see, they are very close in speed, and this is an intense battle right here between the two Rockstar teammates. And Luke's going to be looking for the win, because if he wins, he basically seals the deal on the championship. He essentially locks it in if he wins this race. Whereas Slaunch, if Slaunch wins this race, it's more just for pride at this point, and for that second place points position. If he wins this race, he's got a huge gap now. I mean, that gap was really close, but he's going to have a huge advantage now if he wins this race, and that's definitely going to be big for Slaunch. He definitely wants to finish as high in points as he possibly can. He also would like a Moto win here in the championship series. Everybody does. So, lot at stake here for both of these drivers, honestly. A lot at stake for both of these drivers. Especially don't want to see a mistake out of either of these two. If one of them makes a mistake, that could be catastrophic for their points. Although it actually might not be, because they're both really fast, and I think they have just gotten away from the pack at this point. So I actually take that statement back. They have gone so far away. It might not be that huge of a deal if they make a mistake. Oh, Hunter, speaking of mistake, he goes down again. It looks like Blades, Rebel perhaps got passed back by Hunter, but he's ahead of him now, and Blades gets by, and Blades is actually pretty close to Rebel, so Blades had an amazing recovery. He's definitely fast at this track. Kind of feel bad for Blades for that unfortunate start, because you could tell by this run here that he is fast, and he's definitely faster than a lot of these drivers in front of him. It's going to be interesting here to see if Rebel and Blades can catch up to Fireball by the end of this race. That could be a valuable point for them to pick up if they can, but bit of a gap right there. It's gonna be a climb. I don't think they could catch up to Ump though. Ump would have to make some mistakes for that to happen. You see Turkey there, the track crew, working on those tires after Hunter bumped him out of the way. Hunter just does not like the tires. He's hit them several times. Definitely trying to remove those from the track, and Turkey's like, nah fam, I got you. He puts those tires right back into place. So track crew on top of things here at Alpine Run as Blades and Rebel go into the chicane. Blades having a really loose run, able to hold on to it though. Here we go back to the battle between Slaunch and Luke. Still pretty tight. Definitely could see some moves here, but time in the race is closing down. Gonna need to make some moves soon, if any. Luke actually gained a ton on Slaunch right there. He's like right up to his bumper now through the chicane, and Luke's gonna look to the inside. He might actually have it. He's right there, side by side with Slaunch, down the final corner. It looks like Luke's going to have a better run here. Past the rumble strip. Still side by side. Still really close. Although Luke will lead that lap. Going into the first corner, this is going to be huge. Is Slaunch going to be able to make that run? No. Luke has a pretty good run off the corner, and he's going to take the lead here late in the race at Alpine Run. Crazy turn of events. Slaunch had like a 4 or 5 goose length lead going into the bridge section on Luke, and then Luke gained like 2 or 3 goose lengths in that corner right there. I'm not exactly sure how he gained so much right there. And then in the chicane, it was just a perfectly timed run with all that momentum in order to get on Slaunch's inside. Slaunch had to happen to run wide that time. He didn't protect the inside. He went for the rumble strip, and that was the one time where Luke peaked down low, and that was just the move. So very big move there out of Luke. Is Slaunch going to be able to retaliate back though? Is he going to be able to take this lead back? I mean, he's definitely fast too. He's led the whole race up to this point. Obviously Luke's fast if he was able to pass Slaunch, but I mean, look at Slaunch. He's not losing that much off of Luke. He's right there, so definitely could see some retaliation off of him. Could see a continuous battle for this lead. and besides the fact that they've been duking it, oh, Slaunch hits the he hits the chicane blocker right there, but he actually does not lose that much time. He lost maybe a goose length. It's actually a pretty good recovery. He didn't lose very much at all. Here we go to Detail. Detail in third. There's the gap between third and fourth. And here we'll take a look at the gap between third and second and first, and look at that. That's a huge gap. Like I said, if Slaunch and Luke both simultaneously made a mistake, don't know if they would lose that much. I don't know if they would. In terms of, I mean, obviously, time on the track they would. I don't think they'd lose a position. Detail would need 2 or 3 mistakes. He would need lap traffic. Yeah, I think Detail is going to have to settle for third here and just try to hold on to this position and keep the future in mind, keep the overall in mind. Because if he's fighting for an overall, which he still hasn't gotten an overall this season, he's gotten 2 moto wins, no overall. Getting a third place would be good for him, especially with the fact that Detail looks pretty fast on this track. Opix in fourth. Very good run for him. Nice to see him finally have it. Detail and Opix both in a similar situation. Both had really rough champ series, but they're both having good runs here at Alpine. So nice to see those two guys having good runs. Blades has actually worked his way by Rebel at this point. So, wow. Amazing recovery out of Blades. I mean, if he's going to compete for any type of top 3 points position in the champ series, it will be attributed to this comeback here because he definitely needed it. I mean, obviously he's going to need a little bit more. He's going to need a win likely in the second moto to get himself a top 3 finish in the championship series points, but this is definitely a good, considering how bad the accidents were for him. This is a good salvage moto for him. Good points that he got back. As we watch this battle continue between Luke and Slaunch, Luke did not have a very good run through the chicane that time, but Slaunch not able to make any type of move, and he's right on the bumper of Luke right there. So this is close. This is a close fight, and they're coming to the white flag. Is something going to happen on the final lap, just like Slaunch and Blades in the heat race? Let's see. Going into the first corner, they both run it pretty well through the first section, both corners. Slaunch is actually peeking on that inside a little bit, but then Luke gets an exit run. So they're both looking pretty tight, pretty even right now through the bridge. Still very close. Slaunch has some momentum, but he's not able to make any kind of move. Looks like Luke actually had a better NASCAR turn. I think that's a section where he actually gains time on him. Through the chicane, and yeah, that's got to be it. I think Luke had a better run through the chicane that time than Slaunch. Slaunch was just gunning it, trying to make a run for the win, but not able to. And here they come to the checkered flag. Luke takes the win. Slaunch takes second. And coming to the stripe is going to be Detail in third. There's Opix. Sick drift, by the way. That was perfect. In fourth. Ump in fifth. And I have Cat on the results. Definitely going to fix that before I post this moto. Fireball in 6th, Blades in 7th, Rebel in 8th, Hunter in 9th, and Vulcan in 10th. Hope you guys enjoyed that moto. See you guys for the second one tomorrow.